Good evening, everyone. I wanted to do a 10 to 15 minute video going over the current situation of the severe weather. This is mainly for the South Carolina. I'll describe what's going on right now. This is the latest um, convection outlook for the remainder of tonight. This will go through about 8 a.m. Thursday. So this is where the highest risk for severe storms. They're saying long track severe storms in the hatched area, very high winds in the hatched areas, more than the 50 knots you need for severe storms. This is the 65 knots. It's like a Cat 1 hurricane. Expect that here on the on that part. So, and of course, hail. The hatch area, large hail. Let's see what, now this has not changed since earlier this afternoon. Again, it looks like I wouldn't be surprised if they upgrade this to a level 5, which is very rare that they would do this high. So I'm thinking, like I did in my last post, maybe from just east of Columbia, this part we may go to a level 5 when they revise it at about 2 a.m. Okay, let's keep moving to our next place. So this is going to look at the weather radar. So this is the southeast radar. One thing I like about this website, it tells you the time right there, Eastern Daylight. I think that's supposed to be the standard time since we're on that now. I think that's supposed to be Eastern Standard Time. So as you can see, at about 6 a.m., the strong storms will start to come in. Let me give you a close-up of the area here. Let's go to, so as you can see, 5 a.m., about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, the really strong storms will start to hit. And you'll see that I think the strongest storms will hit Spartanburg, Greenville, and Cherokee County, just like Chris said, between 10 and 12 o'clock tomorrow. You see by 12 it's beginning to leave the area. So I'm looking at the worst storms, I would say from 9 to 12, because here's 8. I want to try to get to work before 8. I would think it was from 9 to 12. So what we're going to do from now on is look at anything we look at. It would be from about the 9 to 12 or 8 to 12 time frame. So this is just the radar, the simulated radar. What do we specifically look for? We call it supercell composite. So anything greater than 1 means a good chance that a supercell will form in the area. So if you look, let me move it down here. Let's go to 9 a.m. So a 1 would be, that area is a 2. So you see most of the supercell is just south of 85. This is at 10 a.m., 11. And even at 11, you see some parts north of 85 or near 85. Like this here is this is a 3, a supercell composite 3. So don't get so much fixed on the exact position, but you can see the strongest one is down here. This is in about 11 or 12. What I want to show you is in Columbia, I think they're going to be hit around 12 until 2. So here's 11, 12, and 2, and it's going to be start to move out. If you look at the radar, you'll see the same thing. Let's start here. Here's 11. Columbia's going to hit from 12 to about 2 o'clock. So let's look at the next parameter, the significant tornado parameter. Anything 1 or greater means a high chance of a tornado forming. Let's go to 9 o'clock. And 1 would be here. This would be just below 1, the purple. This is the blue. So again, this here is about a 2. So it looks like near Abbeville and Greenwood, you want to be careful at about 10 a.m. Here's the Union County. area. So again, south of 85 is the greatest risk. So let's look at Columbia from 12 to about 2. See here, that's a 2.5 right there. And by about 3 o'clock, the risk is starting to fade away. Now, one thing I was going to show you, one major component of the fuel, not fuel, but to spin up an isolated tornado is the amount of helicity that's in the air. I've always quoted, I have what's called my Kidway severe storm score. One of the 3 components is the helicity. You get a 3 for a helicity of 400 or greater. I've seen it near 1,000, but I want to show you this. Let me zoom in for a second and show you. This is about 10 a.m. These are well over, I've barely seen it 800 before. You see, these are, flirting with 1,000. I've seen it 500, 600, but this is the highest score I've ever seen in this area. Well over 1,000 in some places. The spin. So, and I'll show you why. 800, this is double what my highest cutoff. 400, double that. You got 800 just about everywhere here. And that's at 10 a.m., 11, 12. And this is mainly near 85. See here? This just means there's a lot of spin twisting to the air. And as you can see, this is at 1 p.m. Be careful in Columbia. Let me zoom in there a little bit. So this is Columbia and 700. Charlotte, 700. It is very concerning. Let me zoom out. So there's lots of spin about the time the precipitation is going to be hitting us. This is also one thing I like to see. This is where it looks for spin going from the ground up, spinning in the vertical way. And this is where it's now the models are not going to tell you exactly where a tornado track is, but this is going to look where there's spinning storms. This is where it's showing this storm is spinning. Again, this is at 12 o'clock. Let me zoom in to show you what I was going to show you. So if you zoom and if you look, you see these tracks are beginning to appear at about 8 a.m. There's spinning tracks. And you can see, again, near Abbeville and all that, that's where most of the tracks look like they're going to be hitting. Even in Spartanburg County, as you can see, that's in downtown Spartanburg, and that's at 11 o'clock. It's showing the possible spin up. So this is Lawrence County. This is right above Clinton, where that track is. This is Union County at 1 p.m. So you can see from about 10 to about 1 p.m. it's showing there's potential storms could spin up. All right. One more screen, and this is showing the upper level winds at about 30,000 feet. So this is like the jet stream. It's very rare you get jet stream speeds of more than 60 knots. This is why I'm also very concerned. Let's bring it, this is at 10 o'clock. You can see, let me zoom in here. And the upstate at 68 knots. If you go to 12 o'clock when the storms are hitting, you're in about the 90 knot range here, 80 to 90 knots. Even in Columbia, you're about 74 knots. So this is at 1 p.m. Look at that, 90 knots. This is at 30,000 feet. You just have air moving at over 105 miles per hour. And that's very concerning. So that's why I'm very concerned about this. And also, I'm going to show you what's called bulk shear. this is also something very concerning, that we have lots of shear at this level. Anything more than 40 knots is bad. 60 knots is really bad. So let's bring this to let's do 12 o'clock. Let me zoom in here and show you. So this is the difference between ground wind speed and at 6 kilometers above the ground. That's about 3.5 miles. The difference between the speed and 3.5 miles, there's 96 knots. That's like 110 miles per hour difference. You travel 3.5 miles up, the speed goes up 110 miles per hour. This is amazing. That's why I'm very concerned about this. Could be a major event, because you got winds going 110 miles per hour faster than 3.5 miles above the ground level. So this is going to produce really ripe conditions. Let's go forward in time. This is 2 p.m. Columbia. Again, you're at 70 knots, and it's just screaming. That's what I'm concerned about. You have these at 3.5 miles, and then you have about 5 to 6 miles. You have wind screaming at 100 miles per hour, and that's going to cause lots of issues tomorrow. Over and out. I hope you enjoyed this video.